The news.
With the news, my name is Alan Mwale. The headlines. The family of late former President Edgar Lungu has struggled to maintain communication with government, citing predetermined conditions that seem to limit their influence over key decisions regarding how he is to be mourned. The Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, has dismissed the recent claims made by Professor Nkanduluo regarding alleged investigations involving Mr. Dalitso Lungu, son of the late former President Edgar Lungu. The Nutrition Association of Zambia, NAZ, is advocating for tax reforms to discourage the consumption of junk foods and sugary beverages, aiming to promote healthier eating habits among Zambians. In sports, Chipolopolo B yesterday made a very respectable exit from the 2025 COSAFA Cup with an entertaining draw against Botswana when they rallied 3 times to finish 3-3 in Bloemfontein. We have the news in detail shortly.
The news. 88.5 Sun FM.
And now the news in detail. The family of the late former President Edgar Lungu has struggled to maintain communication with government, citing predetermined conditions that seem to limit their influence over key decisions. In a statement released by family spokesperson Makebi Zulu, said the family had requested that government respect their decision to handle his funeral privately in accordance with his expressed wishes. Mr. Zulu said the family has called for understanding from the public, affirming that their intention is to honor Dr. Lungu in a manner befitting his stature while remaining faithful to his personal instructions. He added that the family expressed a disappointment at what they described as shifting positions from the government even after prior arrangements had been reached. They emphasized that all logistical preparations had already been put in place to ensure that Mr. Lungu's wishes were honored. Since the passing of Mr. Lungu on the 5th of June 2025, 2 delegations, one led by Foreign Affairs Minister Mulambo Haimbe and another by former Vice President Enoch Kavindele, held meetings with the family, discussions of which have not yielded consensus.
At the said meetings, it was made known that the family had already put in place all logistics to address the wishes of the deceased, that his mortal remains be conveyed by the family privately and not the government of the Republic of Zambia, and that President Hakainde Hichilema should not be anywhere near the body of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu for reasons that have since become common cause. The family is disturbed by the desire of the government of the Republic of Zambia to convey the mortal remains of the 6th Republican President in ways that suggest that they have no say, that is the family, that the family has no say in the manner the same will be conveyed and how they desire that he be mourned.
Meanwhile, the Ndola District Church Mother Body gathered to honor the late former President Edgar Lungu, reflecting on his contributions and relationship ties with the church. Speaking during the memorial service, NDC representative Apostle Moses Simbaya described President Lungu as a great man who lived a life that reflected peace, love and unity amid different political views and opinions. During the memorial service, Apostle Moses Simbaya emphasized the importance of leaving a meaningful legacy, noting that people had come together to eulogize Lungu because of the mark he left on Zambia.
A dark cloud has enveloped the nation as Zambia mourns the passing of the 6th Republican President Edgar Lungu. In Ndola, members of the clergy, gathered alongside political leaders from various parties to eulogize the late president, emphasize the unity and his contribution to the country. Former Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts, Emmanuel Mulenga, who also serves as Vice President for the Patriotic Front in the Copperbelt Province, assured mourners that President Lungu's legacy would be upheld.
And government leaders, leadership is not liking someone because you are the same political party or he or she speaks good things about you, but it is about rising above personal and political differences for a greater good for the sake of our nation and Zambia.
Ndola Mayor and Patriotic Front District Chairperson Jones Kaliati urged the church to play a unifying role during this challenging time and prevent any division or confusion.
And perhaps I should make mention that I should check. Bishop, I am a I'm not saying church because my editor told me that go to church. I'm sorry for not coming to church. That punishment, that government, I want to wait is not coming.
Throughout the memorial service, clergy members offered words of encouragement to the public. Apostle Moses Simbaya, in his homily, reflected the importance of leaving a lasting impact on the world.
You are here to leave a mark so that when you are gone, people will speak about you.
The great son of Africa, the Mr. Humanity, the man of the people, the one who was connected to the community more than any other.
We are grateful to God that one that was born from this city was privileged to be president of our country.
The gathering was hosted by Apostle Robert Walia, who led the congregation in honoring the late president's legacy.
Nevertheless, it's not the multitude. Those who have a heart will say, welcome to this celebration service of our late doctor.
For now, Zambia remains a nation without a former president. Reporting for Sun FM Radio and TV, I'm Cletus Mutoki in Ndola.
The Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, has dismissed the recent claims made by Professor Nkanduluo regarding alleged investigations involving Mr. Dalitso Lungu, son of the late former President Edgar Lungu. DEC Public Relations Officer Alan Tamba, at no point on Wednesday, 11th June 2025, or any other date was Dalitso Lungu summoned or interviewed by the Commission. Contrary to Luo's assertions, Tamba described Luo's statement as malicious and misleading, urging the public to disregard them. Mr. Tamba clarified that travel documents belonging to Dalitso Lungu, Tieso Lungu, Tasila Lungu, and former First Lady Esther Lungu were never confiscated as part of any bond conditions. The Commission also confirmed engaging with Dalitso Lungu's legal representative, who has distanced himself from Luo's claims.
The Drug Enforcement Commission is saddened by the false claims circulating through various media platforms in which Nkanduluo has alleged that the Commission on Wednesday, 11th June 2025, did summon and interrogate Mr. Dalitso Lungu, son to the late 60th President of the Republic of Zambia, His Excellency Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Members of the public may wish to note that Mr. Dalitso Lungu has not been summoned or interviewed by the Commission in the period mentioned by Nkanduluo. The Commission therefore wishes to dispel Nkanduluo's claims as they are contemptuous, malicious, and misleading to the nation. On the other hand, contrary to information peddled by some unscrupulous people, we wish to clarify that passports for Dalitso Lungu, Tieso Lungu, Tasila Lungu, and the former First Lady Esther Lungu were never seized as a bond condition. The Commission has since had occasion to interact with Dalitso Lungu's lawyer, who has categorically distanced himself from Nkanduluo's claims.
The Nutrition Association of Zambia, NAZ, is advocating for tax reforms to discourage the consumption of junk foods and sugary beverages, aiming to promote healthier eating habits among Zambians. NAZ President Romy Mwila highlighted that the affordability and widespread advertising of unhealthy foods contribute to rising cases of non-communicable diseases, NCDs, such as diabetes, hypertension, and cancer. Mr. Mwila said that nutritious foods like fruits, vegetables, and minimally processed options are often more expensive than unhealthy alternatives, making them less accessible to many people. He has since urged the government to reduce taxes on healthy foods while increasing taxes on products high in sugar and saturated fats. This push for tax reforms aligns with previous discussions on nutrition policy in Zambia, where experts have explored strategies to combat the double burden of malnutrition, which includes both undernutrition and rising obesity rates. Additionally, organizations like the Zambia Civil Society Scaling Up Nutrition Alliance have previously proposed a fat tax on junk foods to encourage healthier diets.
The Nutrition Association of Zambia calls for tax reform to promote healthy eating among Zambians. As you may be well aware, the non-communicable diseases have been on the rise for some time now, and we've seen a lot of heart-related problems, hypertension, diabetes, the cancers, etc. And this partly and largely is because of the diet, the foods that we are eating. We see a lot of junk foods highly advertised, a lot of beverages highly advertised, and they are very affordable at the same time.
We return with sports news right after this break.
It's time for the biggest club football showdown this June on Top Star for just 210 kwacha on Antenna Classic OD Smart. Kick off the FIFA Club World Cup on Sunday, 15th June with European giants Bayern Munich facing Auckland City at 18 hours and Paris Saint-Germain versus Atletico Madrid at 21 hours. Conclude match day 1 on Wednesday, 18th June when Manchester City battles Wydad Casablanca at 18 hours and Real Madrid versus Saudi Arabia's Al Hilal at 21 hours. Later, catch match day 2 action as Messi leads Inter Miami against FC Porto on Thursday, 19th June at 21 hours. And African giants Sundowns versus Dortmund on Saturday, 21st June at 18 hours. Quickly, get your Topstar decoder now and catch every goal from the group stage to the final, all live on World Football. Topstar, enjoy digital life.
In sports, Chipolopolo B yesterday made a very demure exit from the 2025 COSAFA Cup with an entertaining draw against Botswana when they rallied 3 times to finish 3-3 in Bloemfontein. The 3 goals and the draw were Zambia's first since 2023 when they lifted the COSAFA Cup 4 games without a goal or point in the regional championship until today. But Zambia were rocked back as early as the 2nd minute when Tata Yaone Gamanyane slammed in the ball, teed into his path by Serati Semadi. It went from bad to worse in the 31st minute for Chipolopolo when Fred Mwiche fouled Ronald Fortune in the box and Semadi converted the penalty that was given after a lengthy VAR check. Zambia's gradual comeback began in the 42nd minute when they too benefited from a VAR call to win a penalty that Charles Zulu converted. Chipolopolo leveled scores 5 minutes after the break when Tinkla Mwansa slotted in Zulu's corner. Parity lasted just 10 minutes and Botswana restored their lead in the 60th minute, also from a corner when the unmarked Thabo Maponda's side footed in Motusi Johnson's ball. Botswana looked like they were heading for the semi-finals thereafter. However, Amogelang Retsang handled the ball in the 88th minute and Joseph Piri stepped up to seal the draw. Botswana bowed out with 2 points, 2 points less than Comoros, who head to the semi-finals to meet host South Africa, who won Group A. And that brings us to the end of this edition of the news. To end, we recap on the headlines. The family of late former President Edgar Lungu has struggled to maintain communication with government citing predetermined conditions that seem to limit their influence over key decisions regarding how he is to be mourned. The Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, has dismissed the recent claims made by Professor Nkanduluo regarding alleged investigations involving Mr. Dalis Olungu, son of the late former President Edgar Lungu. The Nutrition Association of Zambia, NAZ, is advocating for tax reforms to discourage the consumption of junk foods and sugary beverages, aiming to promote healthier eating habits among Zambians. Chipolopolo B yesterday made a very demure exit from the 2025 COSAFA Cup with an entertaining draw against Botswana when they rallied 3 times to finish 3-3 in Bloemfontein. That's where we end. My name is Alan Wallet. Do have a great one and stay tuned to Sun FM TV.
The news, 88.5 Sun FM.